to dwell on the downs, it will start to poison you and help you reconsider what you're doing and how you target. And you really have to develop the ability to ignore that if you're kind of set up that way mentally. But, you have to just always look at this business as, that's why I tell my agents, this is a week-to-week, if not a month-to-month business. We all are geared towards what are we going to sell today, how many appointments we run in today, which we should be with, but what happens month-to-month is way more indicative and way more consistent than what happens even day-to-day, even appointment-to-appointment.
True. And then, you touched on this briefly there for a second. What, as far as I'd venture to say that you're probably like a lot of us, at least people that actually do go out in the field and work. And, it surprises me how many agents are actually licensed and get carrier appointments that actually don't ever do anything with it. But everybody knows that you are a producer and you do have an agency and you're building it up. But what, along the way since you've been this, probably approaching close to 5 years, what marketing methods have you used and what do you employ now as far as how to get in front of people?
Sure. So I do the most prevalent marketing methods are telemarketing leads and direct mail leads. And I have gone back and forth between both with most of my career doing direct mail. And when I bring agents into this business, what I tell them is my goal for you is you have to replicate what the top 10% of agents do. Final expense is nothing where we need to reinvent the wheel, okay? There are agents every day that make a great living in all parts of the country that follow fairly the same kind of marketing method, the same system. There's little variances, but the fundamentals remain. And so what are the fundamentals? The fundamentals are doing direct mail life insurance leads. And so I personally work direct mail final expense leads. The lead says life insurance. Most of the time, sometimes it doesn't. It just kind of depends on what I get my hands on. But the point is that direct mail is the most consistent source of the best quality leads that are out there. I've had good success with telemarketing variant leads. It just depends kind of what I'm using. I kind of think they're more for a filler. Unless you get a huge volume and you can get a sustainable level of telemarketing leads. That's kind of the exception of that rule. But many telemarketing vendors just cannot fulfill a large order of leads just because of the data restrictions that there are and with the do not call list and all that. So anyway, I personally work direct mail leads. Highly recommended for everybody to get involved with. They are the priciest, but you get what you pay for in this business.
That's true. What would you say as far as for a new agent or somebody that's listening to this, maybe even a seasoned agent that's looking to maybe, kicking into fifth year, and I know it's going to be different for everybody, but in your experience, what's been a good starting point for a direct mail program?
When you say that, how do you mean?
Well, like, for instance, you got a new agent coming on board. They have the funds necessary to invest in mailing. I know it's going to depend on what their returns are in their area, where they do it themselves, pay, or get on a lead program. What do you think it's, kind of the better way for it to get an agent started, like when you set somebody up and kind of structure them to get going with what they need to do to start getting leads within starting off 4 to 5 weeks into the game.
Sure. So I think that the best way to do it, if you're going to do it right and you've got the money and you've got the willingness to invest, you might as well do it the right way. I am a big proponent that, of course, like I said, direct mail is king in this business. The other thing, when you run your final expense business, you really and I told an agent this yesterday, you really have to be preoccupied with the expense portion of your business. We have all to make lofty goals and project income and all that. But we need to make sure that we control and really think about how we spend our capital on generating leads. It's not necessarily being cheap about it, but it's just being, prudent about the decisions we make. And when you get involved with direct mail, you kind of hinted at it, the nature of direct mail in the final expense business is that there are more and more agents getting involved in this business not just from different lines of insurance, but also from different industries, because they see the same potential I did 4 years ago when I came into this business out of desperation. And what's happened in return is that a lot of these big marketing organizations use direct mail, and so saturation effect has really ramped up, which has decreased response rate, meaning for you, the new guy, you're going to be paying more per lead if you buy leads at a retail basis. So in the effort in the concern of controlling cost and more or less managing expectations, I truly think getting involved with a vendor that's going to provide you some sort of fixed pricing on leads is